Here's something nobody tells you about confidence in English. It has almost nothing to do with how much vocabulary you know. The most confident-sounding speakers aren't always the ones with the biggest word bank. They're the ones who know exactly what to do in the moment when they don't have the words.
Oh, that is so true. I remember being in a meeting once and someone asked me a question I genuinely wasn't prepared for. My vocabulary was fine, my grammar was fine, but I had no idea what to do with the silence. So I just started talking, saying anything to fill the gap, and it came out completely garbled.
And that's exactly the problem we're solving today. Because confidence in English isn't a feeling, it's a skill. And skills can be learned.
So today on Word to World English, we're going to give you the exact phrases and techniques that confident English speakers use when they're not sure what to say, because every single one of them has been in that moment too.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to buy yourself time naturally, how to answer partially without sounding lost, and how to keep conversations moving forward even when your brain is still catching up.
Before we dive in, we want to hear from you. What's a situation where you feel least confident speaking English? A meeting? Meeting new people? On the phone? Tell us in the comments. Your answer will help us plan future episodes too.
And if you're new to Word English, hit subscribe right now. This is exactly what we do. Real English for real life situations.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start with what's actually happening when confidence disappears and the phrases that bring it straight back.
Picture this. You're in a conversation, maybe a work meeting, maybe a social situation, maybe just a phone call, and someone asks you something unexpected. Not a hard question necessarily, just unexpected. And your brain does that thing where it goes completely blank. You know what you want to say, somewhere deep inside, but the words won't come out in the right order.
That moment right there is where confidence lives or dies. And the difference between someone who sounds confident and someone who doesn't isn't vocabulary. It's what they do in that 2-second gap.
So here are the phrases that confident speakers use to own that moment. First, that's a great question. Let me think about that for a second. This is not just flattery. It signals you heard the question, you're taking it seriously, and you need a moment. That's intelligent, not weak.
Second, so if I understand you correctly, you're asking about repeating the question back does two things. It buys you thinking time, and it confirms you understood them correctly.
Third, my instinct is, this phrase is brilliant. It lets you give a partial, honest answer without committing to something you're not sure about. My instinct is that we should look at this more carefully. Confident, thoughtful, natural. Fourth, I want to give you a proper answer on that. Can I come back to you? This one takes real confidence to say, but it always lands well. It tells the other person you care about accuracy more than filling silence. I used this one once in a presentation when someone asked me a question I genuinely hadn't prepared for about a technical detail. And instead of guessing, I said, I want to give you the right answer on that. Can I follow up after this? And people respected it so much more than a guess would have got me. And fifth, what I can say for now is, this phrase lets you give a partial answer confidently. You're not pretending to know more than you do. You're being honest and clear at the same time. What would you say right now if someone asked you an unexpected question? Pause and try one of these phrases out loud. Pick the one that feels most natural to you. The beginner mistake is silence followed by, I don't know, and then stopping. That closes the conversation completely. The confident version is silence followed by one of these bridge phrases and then your best attempt at an answer. Formal version. That's an excellent point. I'd like to reflect on that before I give you my full response. Casual version with a friend. Ooh, good one. Hang on, let me think. Same idea, different register. Which of these phrases is going in your back pocket? Tell us in the comments. The one you're going to...
Let's run a real scenario. I'm going to be a colleague asking you something in a meeting. You respond using the confidence phrases, naturally, the way you would in real life.
Ready.
So,
What's your take on the new approach the team's proposing? Do you think it's going to work?
That's a great question, actually. My instinct is that there's something really strong in the core idea, but I want to make sure I give you a proper answer. Can we come back to this after I've had a chance to look at the numbers?
Absolutely. Let's circle back this afternoon.
Perfect. And notice what just happened there. No freezing, no filler noise, no apologizing. 3 confidence tools in one answer. That's a great question. My instinct is, and can we come back to this? The whole thing sounded considered and professional.
Now, here's what it sounds like when it goes wrong. Same question, panic version.
Yes, I think it's good. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe. I think it could work. I don't know.
Every I don't know and trailing off there takes confidence away. Compare that with the version we just did. Same uncertainty, completely different delivery.
Now it's your turn. Say this out loud right now. My instinct is, and finish the sentence with anything. It doesn't matter what. Just practice the phrase leaving your mouth confidently yourself.
3 tips for making this sound natural. First, slow down slightly before your bridge phrase. Rushing makes you sound more uncertain, not less. Second, keep your voice level. A rising tone at the end of every sentence makes statements sound like questions. Third, commit to the phrase you choose. Say it like you mean it. Write your own version of that dialogue in the comments. Any situation, any topic. Let's see how naturally you can use these phrases in context.
Now let's talk about the really hard version of this. Not just unexpected questions, but moments where you genuinely don't understand, where the language barrier is real, and you need to recover without losing the other person's confidence in you.
These moments feel much higher stakes. Maybe it's a client, a senior colleague, or someone you've just met. The pressure is real.
Here's what works. I want to make sure I've understood you correctly. Could you say that one more time? This is the professional version. It doesn't signal confusion, it signals care and precision.
In a more casual moment? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it a different way? A different way is a brilliant addition because sometimes the rephrasing is actually what you needed, not just the repetition.
And when you need to admit you're still not following, I'm still getting my head around this. Bear with me a moment. Bear with me is one of those native speaker phrases that sounds so natural and confident, even in the middle of confusion.
Let me show you how this works. Ask me something complicated.
Can you walk me through your understanding of the restructuring proposal and where you think the implementation gaps are?
I want to make sure I've understood you correctly. Are you asking specifically about the gaps in the timeline or the resource allocation side of things?
The resource side, mainly.
Perfect. I'm still getting my head around some of the detail, but my instinct is the main gap is in the handover process between teams back then.
See how that worked? The clarifying question narrowed it down. The still getting my head around was honest without being weak, and my instinct is kept the answer moving forward.
Say it with me right now. I want to make sure I've understood you correctly. One more time, calmly and clearly.
Staying calm is the actual skill here. When you panic, your voice goes up, your sentences shorten, and you start apologizing. When you stay calm, every one of these phrases lands exactly the way it should. And the truth is, asking for clarification professionally is a sign of someone who takes communication seriously. It always reads as confidence, not weakness.
Confession time. When I was much less confident in English conversations, I had one specific habit that I now cringe about. Whenever I didn't know what to say, I would just agree with everything. Yes, yes, absolutely, I agree. Even if I didn't agree, even if I didn't understand. Just nod and agree and hope it ends.
Oh no, did that ever backfire?
Once someone asked me to confirm something I had agreed to without really listening, and I had absolutely no idea what I'd committed to. It was a long afternoon.
That's our first common mistake, agreeing without understanding. Wrong?
Yes, absolutely. Right. Just to confirm I've got that right, you're saying always better to clarify than to agree blindly.
Mistake 2. Over-apologizing before every sentence. Wrong. I'm so sorry, my English isn't very good, I apologize, but... Right? Just start your sentence. One apology if genuinely needed, then move on. Constant apologizing actually draws more attention to uncertainty than the uncertainty itself does. Try this right now. Say, what I can say for now is, without an apology before it. Just those words, clearly. That's how confident speakers start answers. Mistake 3. Speaking faster when nervous. This is the opposite of what helps. Faster speech means more stumbles, more filler words, more loss of direction. Slower, deliberate speech sounds more authoritative, even when the content is uncertain. Wrong version. Nervously fast. So I think what I would say is that maybe it could potentially work, but I'm not entirely sure about all the details yet. Right version. Measured pace. My instinct is that this could work. I'd want to look at a few details first. Same information, completely different impression. Mistake 4. Ending sentences as questions when they're meant to be statements. I think the meeting's at 3. Said with a rising tone sounds like you're asking permission to be right. The meeting's at 3. Full stop. Confident. Say the confident version out loud right now. The meeting's at 3. Flat, level tone at the end. Notice how much more certain you sound. If you've got a mistake of your own from a real conversation, a moment where you wished you'd had these tools, share it in the comments. We all have them. That's the whole point. Native speakers have uncertain moments in every single conversation. The goal is never to sound like you know everything. The goal is to sound like someone worth listening to, even when you're...
Okay, last section, and this is the one I love most. What would you say? 4 real moments, 2 options each. Don't just think it. Say your answer out loud before we reveal it.
Scenario 1. Your manager asks you what you think should be the team's priority for next quarter. You genuinely haven't thought about it. Option A. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. Option B. My instinct is that customer retention should come first, but I'd want to look at the data before I say that definitively.
Option B, every time. Both are honest, but option B sounds like someone who thinks strategically, not someone who's caught off guard.
Scenario 2. Someone asks you to explain something technical, and you know the basics but not the details. Option A. I don't really know enough about this to say. Option B. What I can say for now is that it works by... For the full detail, I'd want to check with the team.
Option B again. You gave what you know. You were honest about the limit. You pointed toward a solution. That's confident communication.
Scenario 3. You're in a conversation and you miss the last 30 seconds because your mind wandered. Option A. Nod and hope it wasn't important. Option B. Sorry, I want to make sure I followed this correctly. Could you say that last part again?
Option B, always. We said this before. Asking to hear it again sounds professional. Nodding at the wrong moment does not.
Scenario 4. Someone asks your opinion on a topic you don't feel strongly about. Option A. I don't have an opinion on that. Option B. That's interesting. I haven't thought about it from that angle before. I'd probably say... Option B. I haven't thought about it from that angle is a brilliant phrase because it's honest, it's curious, and it opens a conversation rather than closing one. Now, create your own scenario in the comments, a real moment from your life where you wished you'd had better words. Let the community try it. And remember, the goal is never the perfect sentence. The goal is to stay in the conversation, stay connected, and give yourself enough time to be at your best. Feeling is everything. Confidence sounds a certain way, and now you know exactly how to make it sound that way, even on your most uncertain days.
Today, we genuinely covered so much, and all of it is immediately usable.
Every phrase, every technique, every mindset shift from this episode can go into your next real English conversation.
Here's what we did. We gave you 5 confidence bridge phrases for unexpected moments. We practiced them in a real workplace conversation. And we worked through the 4 most common mistakes that quietly drain confidence and how to fix every one.
And the thing to remember above everything else, confidence in English is not about knowing more. It's about trusting yourself enough to speak with what you already have and using smart phrases to fill the moments when you need a little more time.
Think about the next time you'll be in an English conversation. Can you picture it? Which phrase from today are you going to use in that moment? Picture yourself saying it.
If this episode helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, drop a comment below, and subscribe to Word to World English. We are here every week with exactly this kind of real, practical English.
This topic is one we feel really strongly about because both of us know what it feels like to have the knowledge, but not the confidence to use it. You've got more than you think. And today, you've got a little more. We'll see you next time on Word to World English.